shots and forcing turnovers.
Yeah.
So if they impose their will, it's going to turn out well for them. But if they're not, we've already seen has the ability to be in.
And Point Park struggles with depth, but 1 through 5, they can be as good as anybody in the league on any given night.
Right. Well, they've proven that because they've beaten, as you said, the higher-seeded teams. But they've got to stay out of foul trouble because, as you said, they don't have maybe as much depth as a West Virginia State. But, you know, it's tournament time. How the kids, are you going to be nervous, et cetera, et cetera?
And you're playing at noon on a Wednesday afternoon. That's not normal. That's a
Yeah,
little different.
Yeah, it's very unnormal, and it's just it's such a special time. And with Point Park being new to the league, I'm sure their kids are sky high for this. That this is a new experience because the MEC does this right.
Absolutely. It's a great event here. It's been moved to Wheeling in the last decade, and it's a beautiful venue, Westbanco Arena, and the city of Wheeling wraps their arms around big events on the sports scene. Of course, this is the home of the Wheeling Nailers. Football's Super Six was here for a quarter century, and now the Mountain East Conference calls Westbanco Arena home, and we'll have the next few days here at the Westbanco Arena courtside. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have a starting lineup as West Virginia State and Point Park get set to square off in our conference opener. You're watching MEC TV.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The health plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The health plan, here for you.
What are you working for? Do you want to pursue your athletic potential while earning a degree that will benefit you for a lifetime? Do you want to play at the highest level in your sport? Do you want to be a champion? That's what the proud members of the Mountain East Conference are advancing toward every day. Providing opportunities and pursuing excellence. The Mountain East Conference.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
Welcome back to Westbanco Arena, getting set for the national anthem and the tip-off of today's ball game. West Virginia State's lineup will feature a hometown favorite, Shanley Woods, from right here in Wheeling. She starts along with sophomore Ashley Karakas, ZZ Russell, Hallie Bailey, and Latifa Olatunji. And for Point Park, it is Emma Pavlik, Ari Bleda, Ashada Balo, and then a pair of juniors, Camille Foltz and Alexis Giles. Out of the starting fives for both these teams today, what sticks out to you?
Well, I just think, again, it's style of play, and neither one of these teams are dependent upon a big score.
No.
You know, in college basketball, sometimes you'll see the kid that averages 17, 18, 19. These teams do it more by committee.
Absolutely. Getting set for the national anthem, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the tip-off of this afternoon's game between Point Park and West Virginia State, the Mountain East Conference Tournament lid lifter on a Wednesday afternoon in Wheeling. More to come after this on MEC TV.
What if your bank offered new checking and savings accounts with a very low balance required, online bill pay, and debit cards issued right away?
I would like that.
What if that bank had extended hours every business day and were open on Saturdays?
That's incredible.
And if all their accounts had low fees or no fees?
That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The health plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The health plan, here for you.
In-building introductions have just taken place at the Mountain East Conference Tournament. We are about to get underway. The number 7 seed, West Virginia State, they're 16-12. Charles Marshall, the head coach, he's 10-10 all-time in the Mountain East Tournament, 6-8 at West Virginia State against Point Park, 9-18 on the season, the 10 seed in the conference. Dave Scarborough, the head coach. This is Point Park's first ever tournament game in the Mountain East Conference. Newcomers this year.
Yeah, and there will be an excitement level with that, so let's see if they're ready to go.
Point Park in the dark green, West Virginia State in the white, and we are good to go. It's March Madness in the Upper Ohio Valley. Walk the ball to the middle of the floor. The opening tip-off is won by West Virginia State, and away we go. And away they go, right to the cup. Ashley Karekis.
Yeah, Point Park not prepared off of the tap there.
And a double team in the back court. And West Virginia State gets it back. You've got to use that sideline as the third defender.
Well, and that's what we talked about in the pregame, is state system dependent upon creating more opportunities.
That defense into offense. West Virginia State looking to grow a 2-0 lead and a swat. Ari Bleda just sent that one from ZZ Russell out of the picture.
And it went off of Russell's hand after the block. And remind me to give you a stat here in a second.
Okay. Point Park gets it in. Is it about Bleda's ability to block the ball? Pavlik at midcourt. First offensive look, it's Alexis Giles. Grazes off the iron. What's your stat? I'm curious.
On the season, State has taken 480 more shots than Point Park.
And that's an offense that likes to get going.
And so many of those shots hitting the offensive glass and forcing turnovers, which denies team shots.
Shot clock in single digits. Shanley Woods fires strong. On the baseline, ripped away, and a foul. They'll get Hallie Bailey, a sophomore out of Huntington, with her first.
You know, you talked about Shanley Woods of State, who's a local girl from Wheeling Park. She led the league in three-point field goals per game at 3.0 and also led the league in three-point percentage.
Sister Lala's a pretty good ball player, too.
Yeah, incredible.
Headed to Maine, unfortunately not able to play this year because of a knee injury. Pass in there too deep, but Point Park saves it. A shot of Balo in the lane, and we're tied at 2.
It was a nice hustle save and a nifty finish there at the rim.
Woods hands it back off. Bailey looks inside. They can't get it there. Between the circles, Hallie Bailey. Third in the MEC in steals. Bailey finds Olatunji. Bailey gets it back. A lot of time off the shot clock. ZZ Russell knocks it down. Doesn't matter how much time you take off the clock if you make those shots.
Yeah, State likes to score early in the possession, but they were patient that time and got a nice open three.
We've seen that from them early on. It kind of goes against the stat you just brought up. You're a little surprised to see them so patient.
Yeah, I think, but it was pretty good initial defense by Point Park as well.
Left-hand scoop. Ari Bleda knocks it home, averaging just over 11 points a game. Point Park back within 1.
Yeah, that was a great left-handed finish there.
Bleda out of Barcelona, Spain, a double-double in her last game, a senior day win against Salem.
She had a big game when they beat State earlier in the season.
And they call Russell on the travel, a subtle drag of that left foot. Turnover gives it back to Point Park.
Now, kind of a weird stat, West Virginia State led the conference in forcing turnovers, but they also turned it over more than any other team in the league.
I think that goes back to the possession stat that you brought up. It's like you see a lot of snaps in football in the high-tempo offenses. This is the same kind of thing. A drive from Ashada Balo, the shot strong. Giles hauls it in. The putback falls. They call a travel. Looking to draw the and one. She takes steps.
Yeah, they called the travel, which may have saved an offensive foul. She kind of lowered the shoulder there.
Early going from West Banco Arena in Wheeling. Day 1 of the Mountain East Conference Tournament. Bailey Goins, one of the subs in at the last whistle. Kenley Rogers, another. And they get it into yet a third. Amaya Fortenberry, who didn't start today. Off the miss, here's Point Park. And a steal. Emily Anthony, well, almost came up with it. Point Park saves it. And Giles with the air ball. Forced back by Janiyah Tillman. She came off the bench at the last break. State comes back the other way. Looking to grow a 5-4 lead. Fortenberry inside. The one they want to get to, all Mountain East Conference second team. Honors announced yesterday. From the corner, a 3. Strong for Kenley Rogers. And Fortenberry stepped on the baseline but was forced there. Camille Fultz picks up the foul.
Aggressive offensive rebound.
Early on, is the pace about what you'd expect?
Yes, but the turnovers haven't led to transition baskets, so it's a little slower.
It's an excellent point. It's tipped out and it stays with West Virginia State. West Virginia State has a turnover margin of 6.9. Means they create nearly 7 more takeaways than times they give it up. Bailey Goins. Pavlik out to defend her. Back between the circles. Anthony looks inside. Catch and shoot. Goins got a quick trigger finger from three. Misses that one. Goins second on the team in threes with 44 of them this season. Chloe Williams launches. It's ripped down by Bailey Goins. Fortenberry comes outside. Wide open look. Rogers short. Fortenberry grabs the board. Pushes that one up strong. Fortenberry again. And the second effort for Maya Fortenberry.
Yeah, that's great work on the offensive glass there, and she rewards herself with the deuce.
Team leader, 12 rebounds a game for Maya Fortenberry. The runner a little strong on the baseline, but we get a foul. Emily Anthony picks that one up. Seeing more and more of this at a lot of different levels in college, the line change. When you were a coach, how did you like to do subs? Were you someone who was a little bit more judicious with them, or did it depend on your personnel?
No, we didn't sub nearly to the level of what Glenville and State obviously does. And remind us to talk about Kim Caldwell when we get a break.
That's exactly who I was thinking of as Camille Foltz knocks it home, and 7-6 your score. Lead belongs to West Virginia State. Of course, Kim Stevens Caldwell, longtime Glenville State coach, known for those 5-in, 5-out changes, bringing a lot of that to the University of Tennessee in women's action. West Virginia native. Woods off the dribble. Nice move to her left. Strong. Pulled down by Ashada Balo. She's already scored in this one. Balo doubled up. And on the sideline, Emma Pavlik couldn't stay in bounds. Break on the floor, 7-6 West Virginia State over Point Park. Early on, game one of the day from the Mountain East Conference Tournament on MEC TV.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The health plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The health plan, here for you.
West Virginia State up 1, 7-6, 4:37 to go in our opening quarter from the Mountain East Conference Tournament at WesBanco Arena in Wheeling. Early on, West Virginia State's got the lead, but they're just one of their last 7 from the field. Both of these teams shoot to be shooting day one of a tournament.
Yeah, for sure. And we talk about how many, one of State's strength is getting more possessions, more shots. And here early in the game, they have 11 field goal attempts. Point Park has 8. State's up 1. You take that over the course of a full game, and you just don't have to shoot it as well when you're getting that many more opportunities. And before I forget, we talked about Kim Caldwell.
Yes.
Remember, Charles Marshall was the coach at Glenville before Kim.
Mm-hmm. Connection there. Of course, Kim, the Parkersburg native, coached Glenville State and now coaching at the University of Tennessee, known for the line changes. And, of course, why not have line changes today? We're in a hockey building.
Yeah, there you go.
5 on, 5 out. Oh, nice cut in the lane. And a catch and score for Latifa Olatunji.
It's a great back cut from the high post.
Ashada Bala looks to answer. It's on the deck and tied up. Point Park's got the possession error on the held ball.
Point Park doubled the low paint that time, and
how is Olatunji able to get so open from that post?
well, she was in the high post, and her girl left the double, and then she made the read and split it and got an easy one.
We have our first appearances of the mops. It's not basketball unless someone's mopping the floor. They've got those, it's a big deal. They got those big round tournament mops. Lob out front by Ballo. She's out of a double team. A shot of Ballo, the floater, offline and tipped out of bounds, stays with Point Park.
See, this is what makes this system so hard to prepare for. You just don't see that sort of trap.
No.
They trapped at the top of the key off of an inbounds pass under the basket.
Yeah. Trying to go in the lane. It's tipped away. Steal. West Virginia State up with it. Olatunji, the deflection. And a travel out of the corner. Ashley Karakas turns it over. 5 more come on.
I coached women's basketball for like 1 trillion years, and it's just the one place the game needs to grow a little bit. So many travels on the women's side.
What do you think leads to that? Is it a muscle memory thing? Is it just a lapse in mental
I just
lapse?
think, skill development. Oh, there's a nice shot.
Ballo with the runner, and Point Park backed within 1. But you were saying, just this development of skills?
Yeah, I just think, on the fundamental side, you're going to have a pivot foot down, and you're going to fundamentally execute the move.
Nice catch for Kenley Rogers, trying to fire from beyond the arc. Hasn't hit today. 3rd on the team in threes. 0 for 3 from beyond the arc for West Virginia State. Blada with a nice dump. And Fultz can't finish. And a foul into the basket.
See, those are the plays that really hurt you. Nice penetration. They found the girl on the block. She misses an easy one. And then they pick up the foul, aggressively going after the rebound. So instead of having 2 on the board.
Emma Pavlik, the Alderson Broadus transfer, picks up the foul. West Virginia State, 2 of the last 10 from the field. Still leading this game 9-8 early on. Letitia Paris in the game. Rogers trying to get it going from beyond the arc. Looking for help, finds it. Emily Anthony has space. Stopped her drive, 5 to shoot. Anthony gets it back, finds a seam. Off the window at the buzzer. Emily Anthony beats the shot clock.
She had the presence of mind there, knowing she had to get rid of that one.
Pavlik through contact, throws it up, and it's out of bounds. Both of these teams trying to get to the line. They're both the 2 worst free throw shooting teams in the league. It's the irony here. West Virginia State 10th in the league. Point Park right behind them at 11th.
Yeah. Well, the same thing, though. State can afford to be a poor free throw shooting team because they shoot so many.
Right. That's why they're averaging 78 points a game offensively. Giles looking to heat up. Can't find the ignition. The runner in and out from a shot of Ballo. Nice handoff to Fortenberry. Maya Fortenberry, strong. And Letitia Paris to the line. Good rebound for Paris. The putback just didn't fall.
West Virginia State averaged 20.5 free throws per game, which was 2nd in the league. So we know that they were 2nd in the league in field goal attempts. And then you add those extra free throws, and it's just a good formula. I think what has hurt them a little bit this year, although they averaged 78 points a game, that's probably the lowest that they've had since maybe Coach Marshall took over. They're typically in those mid-80s.
Bump it up a little higher as Paris makes a pair of free throws. Just a 62% shooter on the season, almost a steal on the inbounds. Emily Anthony can't come away with it. Ari Blada off the dribble. Blada, reverse layup, falls for Ari Blada. And Point Park back within a triple.
That's the second time she's been able to get to the rim.
Nice cut from Fortenberry, but she can't finish on the dime from Emily Anthony. Bleda takes it to the baseline. Pull-up jumper, Ari Bleda. Point Park within 1.
Impressive. Little
Bleda's,
show and go.
Bleda's got 4. Ashada Balo's got 4 to lead Point Park. And they're within 1 late first quarter. Step back jumper. Ajane Young. Offensive foul. Excuse me, a foul on Emily Anthony of West Virginia State.
You know, one of the things with the line changes, my team's traditionally played man-to-man, and it does stress you a little bit because every 40 seconds they're putting 5 new ones in, and if your team doesn't communicate, sometimes you blow an assignment.
Yeah,
you know, everyone's got to find the new player.
Assignments fall between the cracks in a setup like that. Ashada Balo across the timeline, double teamed. West Virginia State is very good at finding and swarming. Bleda, a little short with a hook. Camille Fultz gets it away. Pavlik almost ran into her own player. Wants to reset this Point Park offense. Point Park can tie it with a 3. Shot clock at 5. Pavlik swatted at the cup, but a foul called. I think it Ashley Karakas.
It's one of those plays where that was going to be a very difficult finish, and you might not have to block that shot. You know, they got her with the excessive swing. If you just stay on your feet and put your hands straight up,
Pops
you
in and
force
out.
the miss.
Yeah, pops in and out from Emma Pavlik. First free throws of the day for Point Park. Pavlik makes the back half. Back within a bucket here in the final 30 seconds of the first quarter from West Banco Arena in Wheeling. About a 5-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. Allie Bailey with a crease, drives, teardrop, strong. Pulled down by Abalo. Point Park can tie her lead here. They go under the basket. Caught there, Fultz. And she'll shoot a pair with 4.9 to go in the first quarter. Hometown girl Shanley Woods picks up the foul.
A little disappointed in myself. I didn't see how much time was left on the shot clock on State's possession.
It was about 6 or 7, if my memory recalls.
Yeah, if they could have just held that a little bit longer, they
Para
might not
makes,
even give up a.
Para makes from Camille Fultz, and we're tied across the timeline. Here's Woods at the buzzer. Strong with a 3. Shanley Woods, the team leader in the category, can't hit. And after one fast-paced quarter of tournament basketball, we're tied at 15 between Point Park and West Virginia State. This is the 2025 Mountain East Championship, presented by the Health Plan on MEC TV.
What if your bank offered new checking and savings accounts with a very low balance required, online bill pay, and debit cards issued right away?
I would like that.
What if that bank had extended hours every business day and were open on Saturdays?
That's incredible.
And if all their accounts had low fees or no fees?
That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Second quarter from the Mountain East tournament in Wheeling, West Virginia. Eric Little, Lynn Olam with you on MEC TV. Point Park and West Virginia State tied at 15 after 1. Your impressions of the first quarter?
Well, I think both teams, this is what we expected to see. They split in the regular season. State would go up 3 or 4 points. Point Park would answer.
West Virginia State's won 8 of the last 9, 2 in a row. Here's a drive from Russell. Strong. The putback from Olatunji out of bounds, and it's Point Park ball. Point Park comes in having dropped 5 of their last 7, but they won on Senior Day on Sunday. Breaking pressure is Shadabalo. Looking inside, takes it herself, and Point Park has the lead, and a 7-0 run for Point Park leads to a West Virginia State timeout. We'll take it with them. Point Park has taken their first lead of the day, 17-15, early second quarter on MEC TV.
West Virginia's largest restoration company is now in the heart of the Mountain State. With a location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration, when disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
(17-15) Point Park out of the timeout. West Virginia State calls a timeout to make sure things don't get too far away. 7-0 run for Point Park. What's that huddle like if you're Charles Marshall?
Well, I think he's just really getting after him. Point Park is getting to the rim, and they've made some left-handed finishes, but they're getting to the rim.
ZZ Russell off the screen, fires it up, and ends the run to tie the game at 17.
It's what you like to see coming out of the timeout.
Did you ever have any buckets out of a timeout that you felt or should have been you on the stat column? Or on the a tie-up gives it back to Point Park. You know, those coach buckets. You call the timeout, draw up a play, and there it is.
Yeah, the kids can make you look smart, but they can also, if they don't make the shot, everyone says, why do you call that play?
That's true. If you're going to take the points, you might as well take the turnovers as well, the fouls, all that stuff.
Fortunately, I had a lot of good players.
It helps. Skip it over to the left side. Giles caught by Blada. There's Giles, open look. Off the window. Hello.
State elected not to trap out of that possession. Usually
you can say, well, it's too late. I thought the bank was closed, but it's middle of a Wednesday afternoon. All banks are open, including that one. Lead at 20-17. Now the shot clock in single digits. Off the dribble, Bailey swings it right. She's got to hurry. The three to tie the game at the buzzer. Ashley Karakas.
It's the second time State scored at the buzzer on a shot clock.
And we talked about this early for a team that likes to speed this up and likes to put a lot of field goal attempts. You're surprised they're taking these late efforts.
Well, I think what I've been impressed with is Point Park's half-court defense.
Camille Foltz grabs the lead back for Point Park. Nice dish inside, and the finish and one for Latifa Olatunji.
Now that puts a smile on my face. You know, I'm a point guard guy, and that was an incredible no-look dish and a nice finish.
Hallie Bailey with the assist of the early days so far. And Olatunji with an attempt to put West Virginia State back out in front.
And getting back to them scoring at the end of shot clocks, it's just Point Park. State's run some good stuff on offense, but Point Park has locked in, and they're forcing them to shoot shots at the end of shot clocks.
In other words, they know who they're playing today. Complete line change to West Virginia State. A shot of Ballo in the front court. Giles stopped on her drive. Ballo gets it back, knocked loose. Shove into the basket, there's Giles, and she's fouled, and the bucket. And I think if you're a 10 seed like Point Park, a team that's won 5 or 6 conference games against teams seated high in the tournament, staying close is your best medicine.
Yeah, they just, you can't let teams get away from you, and impressive play there. I saw what you do, I can do it better. They get a nice back cut and a nifty pass and a three-point play the old way.
Now we're tied up at 24 once again on the Giles freebie. She's a 75% free throw shooter on the season. Giles, Ari Bleda, and Ashada Ballo, all with 6 each for Point Park. West Virginia State's been hot on there, and they've made 3 of their last 3 from the field. Bailey Goins dumps it in for Fortenberry. Space for Goins, and the triple for Bailey Goins. Dueling banjos here, just down the street from the Capitol Music Hall. Breaking the pressure. Point Park shoves it up. A miss from Tillman. Still loose. Near midcourt, gathered by Paris. The other way, too strong. And a foul after the miss. They've only got that as a, okay, they did change the score.
You know, how many times in basketball when you miss an easy one, does a foul follow?
Yeah.
So the same thing on this end.
The stats have a different score than the boards in the building have. Definitely a 3 on the West Virginia State in a moment ago. Onto the basket. A miss from Chloe Williams. It just does change in the building now. So 1-point game, West Virginia State brings this line back on. Pavlik back out front, gets it back, and they call her for steps. Well, if you were ever going to sub 5 in, 5 out and have lines, would you keep the same 5? How would you stack it? Would you try to get a scoring line and a checking line, a more physical line?
Yeah, but the only problem with that, at some point in the game, foul trouble, sprained ankle, and it splits your lineups anyway.
Woods from deep gets it back.
Shanley's due to make one. She's too good of a shooter.
Woods 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. ZZ Russell baseline, fouled onto the cup. West Virginia State looks to grow their 1-point advantage, coming upon the halfway point of the second quarter.
Now, the one thing, and I've seen it with West Liberty's men following them so long, the one thing that when you play these line changes, it really promotes skill development. Kids know they're going to play.
Yeah.
They get a lot of reps, and it just makes you develop your skills because you're in the action so much.
I've been saying this. I think you're going to see this a lot more in this transfer portal era of sports, where you can look as a coach at 10 or 11 or 12 players and say, hey, you're all going to get time. I think that's going to be a recruiting plus. Point Park down a triple after Russell makes a pair. Tillman around front. Under the basket again, Pavlik around Woods. Can't knock it down. Shanley Woods takes it away. I mean, who in West Virginia hasn't ever been caught trying to go around the Woods?
There's a lot of Woods.
It's a drive from Bailey. It's knocked away. West Virginia State keeps it back. Woods fires in and out. I think she thought the shot clock was expiring. On the rebound, Bailey knocks it home, and West Virginia State's lead is as big as it's been in a long time at 30-25, and a timeout for Point Park. Point Park has been able to keep this within a possession for so long, but finally some shots falling for West Virginia State. They're on a 7-0 run.
Well, you have the stat panel in front of you. Does it show how many offensive rebounds the State has in this game?
Offensive rebounds is 10.
Yeah, so you can see they average 22.3 a game, and they've got 10 with over half of this quarter left. So that's exactly, that's part of this system. Speed the play up, move the ball, suck the defense out, and then those long rebounds come back to you. So
West Virginia State leads the league in offensive rebounds a game. Well, that's got to be something all coaches really just value, that offensive glass. They also value the turnover, and West Virginia State gets it back. Frustrating out of a timeout for Dave Scarborough. You call the timeout and then you turn it over.
Yeah, and that one you could almost say is a little unforced. The player just wasn't looking for the ball.
Coming upon the halfway point of the second quarter, West Virginia State looks to swell their 5-point advantage. It's their biggest of the day. They're on a 7-0 run. Shanley Woods, the hometown girl, Wheeling Park High School, hands it off. Karekis, Woods from the corner. That's not her spot either. Asada Balo back in transition. Has help, it's tipped, stays with Point Park.
As a coach, the one thing that I just drilled on those 2-1-1 situations, you got to bounce it.
Yeah.
You got to bounce pass. It's just too easy to get those deflections if you don't bounce it.
Coming outside, Giles back to the corner. Pavlik hit hard on her way to the cup. A floor foul. Latifa Olatunji. Entry pass tipped and taken away by West Virginia State.
Another turnover.
7 turnovers for Point Park in this ball game. West Virginia State looks to grow a 7-0 run. Pull-up jumper, strong, grabbed by Camille Fultz. Right now, Point Park needs a bucket. Out of a double team. I don't know how Giles got out of it. Out of bounds and tipped away, stays at Point Park. Boy, adding to the confusion, West Virginia State was getting 5 bodies to the scores table, so she's got all these people coming at her from one direction that are out of play, and then she's got 2 defenders. Talk about a gauntlet.
Yeah, it looked like a bus station.
Here's Giles, pull-up jumper, strong. And Point Park has another look. Boy, I just feel like Alexis Giles, the leading scorer for Point Park, one of those players that once she gets going, she's got a run in her.
Yeah, well, we know she's got a run in her. Hence, she's the leading scorer on the team. She just struggled a little today.
Giles 2 of 5 from the field. She tries from up top. Not there yet. Ripped down by Letitia Paris out of Nashville, Tennessee. Paris takes the handoff, the floater short, ripped down by Fortenberry. It's in and out from her. Fortenberry with the steal, dumped ahead to Bailey Goins. They save the possession. Goins from deep, way downtown, Bailey Goins.
That was deep.
That was so deep it came from Benwood. 33-25. It's on the ground, another scrap, and a tie up the arrows with West Virginia State.
Yeah, you can see she was way off of the line.
Shot started in Marshall County and ended here in Ohio County. 8-point lead, West Virginia State up by their biggest. They're on a 10-0 run. Maya Fortenberry, a 1,000 rebound player. Her career has 1,000 rebounds, the only one in West Virginia State history. In women's basketball history at West Virginia State. Thank you to Brian Shepard for passing that along off the miss. It's Letitia Paris knocked off the ball. A lot of contact, no call. Blada goes baseline. There's Giles. It's strong. Tipped around. One in the lane by Camille Fultz. And a travel on Fultz. Well, this game, I feel like it started slow in the first quarter, but you can tell we're definitely in March Madness tournament mode right now.
Well, State has just really picked up the intensity level on the defensive end. They're just forcing turnovers literally on about every possession.
9 turnovers for Point Park. West Virginia State looks to grow a 10-0 run and an 8-point lead. Pull-up jumper. Offline from Rogers, 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Blada, left hand, strong. That was good for her early in the game. Hasn't hit it in a while. The outlet pass, Fortenberry can't bring it in, and it's thrown away by a fault. So West Virginia State go a bit too fast there. A shot of Balo, the crossover. Offline with that shot. Fultz rips it down. Back to the cup, strong. Giles tries to regather. Fortenberry almost tied it up and then commits the foul. 2 to play in the quarter, and Amaya Fortenberry picks up the foul.
Point Park has done a nice job on the offensive glass today as well, creating second opportunities and sometimes third opportunities.
Fortenberry's first personal. Number 4 on West Virginia State. This is where it's got to come for Point Park. 75% shooter Alexis Giles knocks down the free throw. 7 for Giles today.
You know, 2 minutes left in this quarter. If you're a Point Park fan or coach, this is where you've got to dig in and not let them extend this gap.
Pair of makes for Giles that ended the 10-0 West Virginia State run. Leads at 6. Woods stopped and she drug that pivot, but boy, the officials are watching that like hawks today, Lynn.
Yeah, again, a lot of travels in this game.
And those 2 on West Virginia State for dragging the pivot foot, those were very, very subtle drags. Good replay work there to show you that. Out of a double team, Giles almost throws it away. Pavlik gathers and knocks down the triple. Turning lemons into lemonade. Emma Pavlik pulls Point Park back within 3. Just what you were saying, you got to finish strong if you're Point Park. Bailey to the 10, pushes the lead back to 5. Point Park, the 10 seed, has been within 2 or 3 for most of this first half, and they turn it over yet again.
So you just can never relax because they're going to come after you pressure-wise, and even after made baskets, you know, they're going to get up and deny and force you into the silly turnover.
I think you make an excellent point about Point Park. For a team that was as close as they were for most of this half, you can't go into the locker room all of a sudden hanging your head down 7 or 8. If you want a chance to win, you got to be within a bucket at the half. Russell offline, gets it back. Final minute of the first half from Westbanco Arena in Wheeling. This has been a good one between number 7 West Virginia State and number 10 Point Park. Shot clock down to 5. Russell, the drive, the floater. It's strong, hauled in by Chloe Williams.
Point Park. 2-for-1 opportunity here. If they can get a quick shot, they'll get it back, but it looks like it's not going to happen.
Point Park needs a bucket of some sort to make it a 1-possession game. Blada can't run baseline, stepped out of bounds.
Good job by Shanley Woods there, sealing the baseline, not littering around, and forces another turnover.
Woods has played at a high level for a long time, knows that if she's not hitting the shots and she's not scored in this game, hey, you got to help your team in other ways.
Yes, and She hasn't shot it well today, but Coach Marshall keeps telling her, just keep shooting it.
Knowing her, knowing the way her sister Lala plays, I have I have 100% confidence, rather, that she will continue to shoot the ball, and she'll get a couple to drop. There's the drive. Bailey dumps it inside. Strong for Karekis. The second effort doesn't go. Just before the buzzer, Olatunji fouled. 1.1 on the in-building clocks.
You know, here's a little technical point. There's so many shots right at the rim that being on the inside is neutralized. You know, it's not like you're blocking out 4 feet backwards.
Right.
And you got that room to go get it. They're missing from point-blank range, what sometimes now benefits the offensive rebounder.
That's an excellent point as Olatunji makes a pair. West Virginia State just won the last 7 from the field, but they stretch the lead to 7, now with 1.1 to go. They get it in, and they'll just dribble this out. And the lead is at 7 for West Virginia State through one half of basketball. A really good first half here from WesBanco Arena in Wheeling.
Yeah, an impressive little run by West Virginia State in this last 4 or 5 minutes of the quarter. They picked up the intensity, forced turnovers, and they're taking a 7-point lead into the break.
Point Park threatened to make it close, but West Virginia State kept that lead out to 7 at the half. It's West Virginia State 37, Point Park 30. This is the 2025 Mountain East Conference Championship presented by the Health Plan on MEC TV.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The Health Plan, here for you.
At Glenville State University, you can discover friends to last a lifetime, professors who broaden your perspective, and the skills and education for future success in a small town environment. At Glenville State University, you can become a pioneer.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you? Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
On the feet.
West Virginia State up 37-30 after one half of basketball. West Virginia State's Latifat Olatunji and Zizi Russell with 7 each. 6 each from Ari Bleda, Ashada Balo, and Alexis Giles. That leads Point Park. Your takeaways of the first half of basketball, Lynn Ullum?
Well, one, we talked about how each team is built, and I said it's more by committee. So the scoring leaders in the half shows multiple kids right at 6, 7 points. I just think the difference has been State has been aggressive. They've got more shot attempts, and you only need a basket here, a basket there, a stolen possession here, stolen possession there, and that leads to a 7-point lead.
One thing that you notice, there's a statistical discrepancy here. West Virginia State tops in the league in turnover margin, averaging nearly 7 takeaways a game, plus 7 turnover margin. Point Park is 9th in the league in turnover margin, minus 4. Today's trends are showing that. Point Park has turned it over 12 times, West Virginia State just 5 times.
Right, and again, that's all part of that system. So you generate more shots, you force team into turnovers, and traditionally that's going to be a good formula for success.
So what's it going to take in the second half for Point Park to get back into this game? How hot do they have to be to get started in that second half?
Well, I don't know how hot they have to be. I just think when you get to the rim, you've got to be able to finish down there.
Yeah.
And that's what their struggle. Even when they're getting offensive rebounds, they're not successfully putting them back up. And you just got to take advantage of opportunities, because the reality is State's going to force turnovers. That's the statistics will show that throughout the course of a 28-game regular season. So if you know you're going to turn it over more than normal, then you really got to take advantage when you do get those opportunities.
Point Park out-rebounding West Virginia State 27-23, but just 3 second-chance points. That's a number that's got to be higher if they want to pull this upset, to your point.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds so simple, make layups, but I used to make up a stat. I don't know if there's any magic formula to it, but I always said if you could just make 80% of your layups, you're going to win 80% of your games. It's just you've got to make sure you convert when you have that opportunity.
It sounds good. It would go on a T-shirt. You'd make a lot of money from that.
Yeah, probably.
I'd wear that. Misspoke a moment ago. Alexis Giles has 6 for Point Park, 6 each. Or excuse me, she has 8. I said she had 6. Giles leads the way with 8 points, 6 each from Camille Fultz, Ari Bleda, and Ashada Balo. The leading rebounder for Point Park is Bleda with those 6 rebounds. For West Virginia State, they're getting 7 each from Latifat Olatunji and Zizi Russell. But again, scoring up and down the board, they've got 9 different scorers in this game. Kind of speaks to their ability to get fresh bodies on and off the floor at any given time.
Right, and you're doing the line changes. So on most nights, they've got at least 10 kids that are getting quality minutes. So that's going to lead to a number of kids getting in the scoring column.
That's why their bench points, they're outscoring Point Park 14-0 in bench points. Not a huge stat when you look at it that way. Point Park, another stat I like, 12 turnovers, points from turnovers. West Virginia State with just 9 off of 12 turnovers for Point Park. So they need to clean some things up as well.
Right, yeah, and they didn't shoot it particularly well, especially from deep.
Yeah.
They had some opportunities. So
it is 4 of 15 from beyond the arc for West Virginia State.
So it's just both teams are going to talk about, I don't know if there's major adjustments to be made. It's just, as in your term, cleaning it up. A lot of walking calls in that half, a lot of missed layups.
Yep.
It's cleaning it up and taking advantage of the situation and opportunities.
We'll find out what those things are in a minute at the half. It's West Virginia State 37, Point Park 30. Stay with us. More to come from the Mountain East Conference Tournament at Wheeling's Westbanco Arena.
West Virginia's largest restoration company is now in the heart of the Mountain State. With a location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration, when disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Bordas and Bordas, fighting for justice.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The health plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The health plan, here for you.
Bordis and Bordis, fighting for justice.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Quite the player.
Yeah, last year, what a team.
Welcome back to Wheeling. Eric Little with Coach Lynn Ullum courtside from the Mountain East Conference Tournament. West Virginia State has a 37-30 lead on Point Park at the half. Coach Ullum, what's one thing that if you were in both locker rooms, you would tell both of these teams?
If I'm State, I'm going to say, listen, we know our system works. Don't hang your head if we're not making shots. Just continue to put the pressure on. If I'm coaching Point Park, it's almost kind of the opposite. The point is, you know the pressure's coming. Keep your head up and get rid of the ball before the trap gets there.
Yeah. Because tournament presented by the Health Plan on MEC TV.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there? At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The Health Plan, here for you.
Trying to find where you fit in the world can be challenging. But then there's a moment where it all comes together. And that moment happens at Point Park University. Career-focused programs converge with a vibrant downtown campus to prepare you for work and life. From experienced professors and internships to culture and job opportunities, you'll get the best of both worlds. Point Park University, where it all comes together.
Second half from West Banco Arena. Eric Little, Lynn Ullum with you on MEC TV as West Virginia State carries a 37-30 lead into the second half. The 7 seed looking to hold serve against number 10 Point Park. These teams have split a pair of regular season matchups, and we're underway as Point Park looks to cut into that 7-point lead. Emma Pavlik inside off the iron. It's strong. Maybe not the look they wanted, and it's rebounded by West Virginia State.
Yeah, they got the ball deep. They just have to figure out a way to finish it when they get that deep.
Handoff broken up. They're looking to get it to Fortenberry. Camille Fultz got her hand on it. Did they get it maybe too deep, you think?
Yeah, they just got to find a way to get away from the defender. Create a better angle on the drop step.
It was right in front of Pavlik, not able to corral the rebound Shoved ahead. Paris finds Fortenberry off the window. The lead grows to 9. Biggest lead of the day for West Virginia State.
It's a nice find by Paris there, and tough finish by Fortenberry.
The Alderson Broadus transfer, Emma Pavlik across the timeline, stops and goes. Pavlik off the iron, doesn't get the bounce. Gathered by West Virginia State. Always like mentioning those who have transferred from schools that are no longer with us in this league. Alderson
yeah,
Broadus.
I felt bad about that. I had some memorable games that Alderson brought us.
We will carry the memories. Emily Anthony drives, a lot of contact underneath the basket.
Actually played him in a couple championship games.
They've got a good basketball legacy. I never watched a game in their building, but I heard a lot of good things.
No, it was really cool. They had the wood beams.
Yeah.
You know, it was old school, but you know, and their men and women were really good back in the early 2000s.
Emily Anthony launches offline. The old Doddridge County High School was kind of like that. The building, the basketball barn is what I will call it. West Virginia blessed with so many of them. Anthony cashes in the back half. The lead stretches to 10.
Yeah, not the way you wanted to start the half if you're Coach Scarborough. We talked about they got to stay connected. You just can't let them extend this lead.
And at some point, you got to stop getting empty possessions. Point Park has been empty the last 2 trips down the floor. Bleda through contact, offline, and taken away by West Virginia State. State has scored the first 3 points of this half. They don't grow up there. Ola Tunji doesn't get that to fall. Russell does. 5-0 run to start the third quarter for West Virginia State. Point Park down 12, their biggest deficit of the game. We talked about the balance they have on offense. I think this is a problem with that balance, is you have to have that go-to person, and right now they're not finding it. Can it be Giles? Yes, maybe so. Alexis Giles leads the team in threes.
What the doctor ordered.
That is her first of the day. I checked that her second of the day. It's 42-33.
She banked one in early, if you remember.
That's right. And a travel called on West Virginia State. So Point Park gets the 3, and they force the turnover. I made the mistake of not letting the stat screen reload and update. So you're right, the bank was open for Giles. She's now got a game-high 11 points. She leaves.
You know, for as much as Point Park struggled, if they get a basket, it's back to the original deficit.
Yeah. Basket, turnover, basket. Williams doesn't cash in. Shanley Woods, the local girl, someone else who'd like to hit from deep or anywhere. Has it knocked away. I feel like playing in your hometown in a building you've been in probably a lot can do either one of two things for you. You're either really keyed up or you play really well and feed off of that.
Yeah, it's just, and I'll give Point Park credit. Their scouting report said she's the leading three-point shooter in the league.
Yeah.
They've done a great job on her off of the ball, so it's not like she's getting a lot of clean looks. She's had to work so hard to get any of the looks. And
talked about Shanley Woods, dropped 18 points, 4 boards against Charleston Saturday. She was 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. West Virginia State's lead is at 9. Point Park trying to cut into that. They don't do it here. Offline from Coral Ahms. A little deeper into the Point Park bench. We've not seen Ahms a ton today. Caught in the lane, and Olatunji. 9 points for her. That's a team best.
It's a nice, good direct entry into the low post and a good use of the backboard to generate a basket.
West Virginia State back up 11 and a foul along the sideline. Hallie Bailey picks that one up.
Here's the replay, and Nice finish with her dominant hand.
You know, the benches are right in front of the hockey penalty box. I feel like they should make them all crawl over the wall, the hockey wall, if they're going to change 5 at a time like hockey. Foltz has it stripped. Oh, they called a tie-up, but Fortenberry had that 85% of the way out there, Lynn.
Well, speaking of hockey, and we can both attest to this, it's pretty cold on the floor. We've got ice underneath of us.
Yeah, that's the thing you have to remember about working in a building where hockey is played. They just lay a mat down, temporary flooring over the ice. And the runner falls for Bailey Goins. Lead stretches to 13, so a little chilly in the building. You're right, you feel it on your feet, but we'll live. West Virginia State gets it back. Turnover number 14 for Point Park. And now maybe looking to run some clock. Up 13, coming up at the halfway point of the quarter. And they airball the 3. Bailey Goins, getting it Goins.
A little teardrop in the paint.
That's become such a popular shot at the high school and college levels. Why do you think players love that shot?
One, it looks cool.
Yeah?
And it neutralizes shot blockers.
Giles with the wide lane, and she's rejected by Fortenberry. Anthony stopped, swings it outside. Goins flips it inside to Fortenberry. Turnaround for Fortenberry. 6 for Amaya Fortenberry. 15-point lead is West Virginia State's biggest. And with that, a timeout for Point Park. Dave Scarborough, before this slides further away, calls timeout. We'll step aside as well. West Virginia State is outscoring Point Park this half. They're on a 6-0 run. The lead is at 15, nearing the halfway point of the third on MEC TV.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The Health Plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
And I wanted to do more than just be a spectator. I wanted to get involved and give back to the sport that I've loved for so long.
I'm a speaker,
a builder, I coach, culinary arts, auditor, a firefighter, and I'm a volleyball official.
Officiating volleyball was something that helped me to reconnect to my roots.
Volleyball officiating will bring positive influences into your life along with lifelong friends.
I said yes to becoming a volleyball official so that I could give back to the game.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
Challenge yourself as a referee to always be the best you can be.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official,
just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door,
stay on the court.
Just say yes.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
West Virginia State's lead grows to 15 midway through the third quarter here from WesBanco Arena at the Mountain East Conference Tournament, an event that has great sponsor support.
Oh, yeah, and it's the reason that they won this bid that as a turnover. In the bid process, the whole Wheeling community, local businesses stepped up, pledged money to this tournament, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, and can't say thank you enough.
This is a community, as we've said before, they support big events here in Wheeling. Blada inside, tries to slip it to Foltz, and that was lost. So we'll take a break. 5 to play in the third. It's 48-33. West Virginia State leads Point Park by 15 on MEC TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community, the health plan. Here for you.
West Virginia State on a 6-0 run. They lead it by 15 halfway through the third quarter. Eric Little, Lynn Ullum on MAC TV from Westbanco Arena in Wheeling. Talked about this a lot at the half, how Point Park needed to keep this close, and they've been unable to do it early on in the third.
Yeah, they just... Offensive foul, legal
foul
screen.
of the screen.
Then we talked the biggest difference is when you do not score a lot of points, a 15-point deficit with 5 minutes left in the third, it's not insurmountable, but
ball tipped, and it's won by, oh no, thrown away by West Virginia State, and Point Park gets it back. The offensive foul, by the way, on Maya Fortenberry, and a 10-second call. Gives it back to West Virginia State. So these teams playing dueling turnovers early on, or midway through the third.
I think it's been, what, an 11-3 run in this quarter? Was it 37-30 at the half?
I was trying to do that math in my head, and you're right. And part of it was remember what it was at the half, and I was thinking 40-30, but you're right, it was 37-30. So, yes, an 11-3 run to start the third quarter. ZZ Russell looking to add to it, and fouled in the lane. They'll get Ari Blada with this one.
It's one of the frustrating things as a coach. You know, you talk about team defense and blah, 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 but you just can't foul on that type of situation. You know, that was a tough shot. That was a teardrop from 14 feet. And yeah, you just don't want to foul.
There's an art form to that shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like taking off for a dunk from the top of the arc. Doesn't always work out the way you want it.
Yeah, I haven't dunked from the top of the arc lately, but
I haven't.
I'll take your word for it.
I haven't dunked anything from any arches that aren't the golden arches, but you have to have a certain range with a teardrop floater. West Virginia State ball. Their lead's at 15, biggest it's been all day. ZZ Russell out of Hurricane, West Virginia. Gives it up. Hallie Bailey dropped 14 on Point Park the first time these schools met. That's a drop for Russell. Doesn't go. And a floor foul called. Olatunji fouled by Emma Pavlik. That's a third on Pavlik. Point Park's fourth this quarter. At one point, this fatigue set in if you're Point Park, because with this 5 in, 5 out, West Virginia State's able to keep fresher people on the floor.
Yeah, I think it can. I think it's more of a mental fatigue than it's actually a physical fatigue.
Giles fouled at the 10. Shanley Woods, I think, picked that one up. They do call it on Woods.
Now, I'm a little old school, and my former players will attest. I used to tell them every day, how can you get tired when you're 18 to 22 years old? And then you add all the media timeouts in a game.
Right.
But I do think it's more of a mental fatigue. You know, they just never let you relax. And
in other words, you feel more tired when you're down 15 than when you're on a run.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Right now, Point Park scoring drought's nearing 4 minutes. And Giles rattles that one home to end that drought. Still, it's an 11-4 edge for West Virginia State here in the third quarter as we go inside 4 to play. Huge goal. Nice find on the dish from Hallie Bailey. The finish for Olatunji.
Didn't use the ball screen. Nice crossover, and then an even better pass.
Good passes lead to good shots on the other end. Bleda tries to hand it to Chloe Williams, and she's fouled into the cup.
You can see right here, nice no look.
Splits 2 defenders with that dish.
I think she may have been the one that made the really neat no look pass earlier in the game.
Chloe Williams, 58% shooter from the line for a 64% free throw shooting team. It's another thing that's not going to help you when you're down 16, when you don't shoot well from the line. West Virginia State looks to grow a 16-point lead. Off the dribble, nice take for Hallie Bailey.
Again, turned down the ball screen to do a nice crossover and inside hand.
Fumbled away by Giles. Russell inside. Karekis can't finish. And a foul under the basket. ZZ Russell picks up the foul. Team foul number 5, so Point Park shooting now that West Virginia State's over the limit. Winner takes on number 2 West Virginia Wesleyan at noon tomorrow.
Great coaching job by Coach Vincent at Wesleyan.
And 2 of the better scorers in the league in Emma Witt and Sydney Baird. Giles knocks down the freebie. Represented on the all-conference team, the first team all-conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Witt is a matchup problem for a lot of teams.
Baird has maybe the best range in the conference. Inside 3 to play in the third. Point Park cuts it to within 16. Miss on the triple from Young. Point Park. Bleda pulls up. And they're on a mini 4-0 run. That's their first field goal in nearly half a quarter. Point Park's got to finish strong here in this third if they want to stay in it. For 3, yes. Bailey Goins. Defense has been all over Giles all game long. She comes outside. There's a shot of Ballo. Driving, forces it up, doesn't go. Take it away. Fortenberry leads the charge, shoves it ahead. Goins in too deep. Steps back. It's off the iron and out. Here's a triple from deep. Paris can't knock it down. Point Park trying to take advantage of this. Looking for somebody to step up and hit some shots. Will it be Ballo? No. Nice dish inside. And Camille Fultz. 8 for Fultz.
Yeah, great pass, interior pass.
There's a steal. Bleda with her hands up takes it away. Bleda to the rack. Throws it up strong and a foul. They're going to get Ballo in the back of the head of Goins.
See dribble penetration on the baseline and nice dish, and those are the opportunities you like, the uncontested ones.
Ballo leads the team in assists this season. Shot of Ballo with 3 today. Bailey Goins, 8 of 10 from the line this season. Has not been there a ton. Make it 9 of 11. Make it a 16-point lead for West Virginia State.
Hope our viewers out there, if you've never been in this building, it is a beautiful arena.
They've really invested a lot of money in the last decade to upgrading the seating bowl, the seats, the scoreboard, the ribbon boards around.
Right.
They've renovated the upper level in the end zone to make those more club level suites. It's a great venue for sports, whether you're here for hockey or basketball. Under the basket, Point Park finds Fultz. Good ball movement throughout. Final minute of the third quarter. Shanley Woods has it in deep, and she stepped on the end line.
Yeah, there's another. See, those are the ones you like, the easy opportunities.
That's 3 quarters worth of breaking pressure.
Oh, wow. Look, our viewers get to see how beautiful this arena is on that last shot.
Olatunji rejects it at the cup, and the tie-up gives the ball back to Point Park. Yeah, they've really made a concerted effort to bring more basketball into Westbanco Arena over the last decade. And you can see beautiful floor within the last 5 years. Home of the Wheeling Nailers, used to be the Wheeling Thunderbirds for a long time. And the welcoming host of the Mountain East Conference for the last several years. A lot of steps in the lane.
Yeah, I would love to see more basketball here. Of course, I grew up in the Ohio Valley, and I actually played in the first OVAC All-Star basketball game, and we sold this place out.
Nice.
And that was, I'm not going to date myself to say how long that was, but you know, back in those days, this place hosted a lot of sectionals and regionals.
It used to, but it doesn't anymore, and I wish that we get back to that. Because, again, a great building for basketball. The seats are right here on top of you. The host of this event from the wing, Karekis, offline. Pulled in by Bleda. Shot clock goes dark late in the third. Point Park down 15. Tipped away from Fultz. And they get a foul inside on West Virginia State. I think they're going to call this one on Hallie Bailey. No, it's Latifah Olatunji. Pardon. So both teams in the bonus. Here's Fultz. In and out.
Point Park's left a lot of points off the scoreboard in this quarter. Missed free throws.
Another look at that push. Yeah, Point Park from the free throw line, just 10 of 15 today. I say just, but when you're down by 14.
Right. Well, probably all 5 misses may have been in this quarter. That's where it's gotten away from them a little bit.
West Virginia State can hold for the final shot. Bailey with space, drives, beautiful layup for Hallie Bailey.
Bailey's made some great plays in this quarter.
Lead stretches to 59-43. West Virginia State goes to the fourth quarter up 16 over Point Park. This is the 2025 Mountain East Conference Basketball Tournament presented by the Health Plan on MEC TV.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community, the health plan. Here for you.
At Omni, we believe that every client deserves a design solution that reflects their individual style and needs. With a focus on innovative and creative designs while being mindful of your budget, we are committed to bringing your project to reality. Contact us today and let's get started to create your one-of-a-kind project. Omni Architects. For over 40 years, creating design solutions that are as unique as our clients.
Eric Little, Lynn Ullum here from West Banco Arena in Wheeling. West Virginia State has a 16-point advantage on Point Park. We go to the fourth quarter. Turnovers beginning to mount for Point Park, 19 of those, and West Virginia State beginning to capitalize off those. What jumps out of the stat sheet?
Well, the biggest thing is what we talked extensively about. West Virginia State's already taken 15 more field goal attempts in this game than Point Park.
State's up to 36% shooting from the floor today. And it's through the legs of Russell and out of bounds. Point Park gets it back. I was about to brag on the ball movement of West Virginia State, but that possession aside, 10 assists on 22 made field goals today. Blade, a pull-up jumper. Doesn't fall.
Yeah,
West Virginia State has done a great job, I think, of that extra pass.
Yes, for sure. And it's this girl that's found the...
Bailey's got the magic touch. Fortenberry fouled under the basket.
Bailey has been really good today.
What impresses you the most about her?
Well, I think West Virginia State, or Point Park, is not switching the ball screen. So they show a lot of high ball screens, and Bailey is going away from the screen. She sets her defender up, crosses over, and then she's either getting a nice, easy inside hand layup or the dish across the paint. But she's made just really good reads the entire game.
Visualization here from Fortenberry. It's all muscle memory. Spins the rock and lets it fly. It's short. Ballo changes directions. Williams, strong. Ripped down by Janiyah Tillman. The putback doesn't go. Fortenberry grabs the board. More comfortable doing that than shooting the free throws. Off the miss. Taken the other way by a shot of Ballo. Floater, strong. Pulled down by Bailey Goins. Slower start to this fourth quarter. Season ends for the loser today. The winner plays tomorrow at noon. Fortenberry, and one.
Another nice direct entry into the low post. Fortenberry makes the difficult finish and adds the foul.
9 points to go along with 11 rebounds. She's this free throw away from a double-double.
Is that the play-by-play jinx here?
We'll see. She launches and hits. 10 points, 11 boards for Amaya Fortenberry. Member of the all-tournament team last year, Fortenberry makes this 63-43. And a foul on the other end. This is now Fortenberry's 20th game of the season with 10 or more rebounds. Game high 11 for West Virginia State. And Ari Bleda has had a tough go of it here in the second half. I check that, not Bleda. I'm looking at Coral Hobbs. Sinks a pair. First 2 points of the ball game for Ahms. Leads at 18 for West Virginia State. Goins coughs it up. Emma Pavlik Alms for three. Can't hit. Good rebound for Fultz. Fouled as she powered that back to the cup. So the lead's at 18 for West Virginia State. At what point, if you're Charles Williams, does your mind drift toward tomorrow?
I don't think your mind drifts to tomorrow. It's the internal decision making. Are we going to take the air out of the basketball a little bit?
Yeah.
I think that's probably what's going through his mind. His coaches were paranoid. I don't think we ever feel that a lead is safe.
Right.
So then you start looking at the clock.
And I think what also helps them save legs too is the fact that they do that all the time. You know? So it's not like you can take it's not like you're taking your starters off the floor for any more than you're already doing that.
Right.
It's going out of bounds.
I think another thing, especially when you have a lead like this, you want to finish the game on a good note. You don't want Point Park to make a run and you win by 5 or 6 because it's got like the negative
in a game
feel.
You should win by 25.
Right. So it's cleaning it up. And there she again. See, that's how many times has she done that?
Bailey with a cherry on top, and she comes right off the floor. And she is grabbing at her feet. So she felt something right away.
Yeah, don't know if it's a cramp or.
Look at there. You see she felt that right away. The officials realized, hey, State's only got 4 players on the floor, so. Alexis Giles off the side of the backboard. Emily Anthony the other way. Leads at 20 for West Virginia State. You're right, managing time here late in the possession. Russell, the floater doesn't go. So those late in the shot clock shots, we may see more of them here in the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, they can be patient.
Good rebound by Shanley Woods, her 4th of the day. West Virginia State a shot or 2 away from reserving those hotel rooms for another night. Anthony off the window.
Nice finish with the left hand.
Point Park has turned it over 19 times. They get it in the front court here. Emma Pavlik drives, and Pavlik called for the steps. Try to draw contact on Olatunji. It's another replay of the injury with Hallie Bailey. Just an awkward landing all around, and she's not putting a lot of weight on that left leg.
Yeah, it looks like they're taping the ankle, but getting back to that play, that was about the 4th time this half that she's refused the ball screen, crossed over, and either scored or assisted, driving left.
Space inside for Anthony. A lot of contact. Alexis Giles try to take the charge.
Yeah, Giles just a little late there on the rotation.
Really a bang-bang kind of play, but it's the direction a lot of times that you're coming in from. Fortenberry with the double-double already secured. Won't add to that 10-point total here. Leads at 22 for West Virginia State. A lane violation. Give Maya Fortenberry a second look.
Point Park players are saying it's the shooting motion that's enticing them to step in.
There's no balk in free throw shooting like there is in baseball. But she does kind of have a bit of a...
Well, when she even flips the ball up before she...
Right. Giles through the defenders. Alexis Giles looking to finish her junior season on a high note. Giles back to the line. She's 6 of 7 from the line today. Earlier this season against Charleston, has the season high 15 free throws made. She was 15 of 18 from the line against Charleston back on February 15th. That 15 free throw makes, it's a season best in the league. Doesn't get one here, goes to 6 of 8. West Virginia State comes back the other way. Paris off the window and in. Lead is now as big as it's been all day for West Virginia State at 70-47. How tough is that in the fourth quarter when you feel, as Point Park might be feeling right around now, that this season, this tournament run coming to an end?
Yeah, it's just such a bad feeling. You know, if you're a competitor, you want to play, you want to stay alive.
And Point Park's got cheerleaders in the building. They've got administrators in the building. Athletic Director Scott Swain across the way came over from Notre Dame College.
Yeah, I love Scott Swain. He was a great colleague to work with when I was an athletic director. So much experience, so smart, and it's nice to see him stay in the Mountain East Conference.
Someone that is uniquely qualified to know how to do Division II sports in a big city. He did that in the Cleveland area with Notre Dame College, and now in the Pittsburgh area with Point Park. I think there's a certain skill set you have to try to get that attention, get those dollars flowing into that big city area, and just with everything else that's going on.
Well, I think that's what Point Park is probably hoping, you know, to go NCAA Division II and make an impact in Pittsburgh.
Make a bigger splash on the sports scene. Ari Bleda turns the corner. On the baseline, Bleda coughed it up. Bleda gets it back. Misses the triple. And Homs fouled, and there's an issue injury-wise, I believe, with Bailey Goins. So Goins slow to get up. We'll see free throws coming after the break. 72-47. West Virginia State looking to move on to tomorrow. And the quarterfinals. More to come on MEC TV.
3, 2, 1.
25-point lead for West Virginia State, their biggest of the game. They've hit 4 of their last 5 from the field, and they've managed to score 14 points off of 20 Point Park turnovers.
Yeah, Point Park's, I was so impressed with their defense for most of the first half. You know, they were really dialed in and focused, and once the game got away from them a little bit and maybe a little frustration on the offensive end, they just haven't been as good on the defensive end, and West Virginia State's made them pay for that.
Their free throw makes from Coral Alms. Point Park shooting just 29% from the field in the ball game. Their downfall. Bailey Goins, by the way, you see her on your screen on the bench getting her ankle taped up. She was slow to get up in that last sequence that went into the media timeout.
Now, if you're Coach Marshall, that's not what you wanted to happen with the 20-point lead as two of your better players go down with leg injuries.
And that's now a second player, as you said, that's gone down with an injury in this half. The other, Halle Bailey. Zizi Russell picks up the foul. So for Point Park, they're going to step back and look at this. First year in the league. 9-19 they'll finish. Dave Scarborough now knows the challenge of competing in the Mountain East Conference.
Correct, and it's getting to know the venues, the teams, the systems, and you know, they've proven they have beaten higher seeded teams a few times this season, so great opportunity to see your new reality.
Good dish inside, and Olatunji not able to finish that on a pass from Halle Bailey. Good to see Bailey back on the floor, by the way.
I think she's been, not that we pick players of the game or anything like that, but I just think she's really played well today on the offensive end.
10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists for Bailey. Olatunji with 12 points after the free throw make.
And the 4 assists may be a little deceiving because several of them have probably ended in free throws where you're not getting rewarded for that great pass.
Well, some of her nice passes have ended in missed shots.
Yeah.
There's a steal. Zizi Russell tees it up. Off the missed 3, a foul under the basket. We'll get Karekis with this one. So both teams in the bonus will see free throws the rest of the way. We talked about this. I was talking about this with some of the Point Park officials off the air. You know, the challenge at Point Park is you've got to keep things super focused and super local. If you draw a circle within 50 miles of Pittsburgh, you're going to have an amazing base of talent to recruit, and talent that a lot of bigger schools may overlook. That's the goal right there.
Right, yeah.
To stay within that base. And anything else you can add, I think that's ancillary. But if you stay within that base, I think you're going to get a lot of great athletes.
Yeah, and I think you can talk to that because of your affiliation with Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You know, and that was kind of their key to success in the Cleveland area. So
a lot of overlooked football talent there, led to Notre Dame College being the greatest football dynasty in the history of this league. And I think in basketball, really in a lot of sports, you know, a lot of great athletes in the WPIAL, a lot of great athletes in the Upper Ohio Valley that are looking to go to a city.
Yeah, it's they've got some potential to do some damage in this league, but it's a hard league to win in, and you know, no further example of, we talked about Kim Stevens Caldwell, the head coach at Tennessee. She was coaching in this tournament 3 years ago.
Yeah. Her career has taken off like a rocket ship. Shanley Woods broke the ice, by the way, for the free throw line. A pair of makes for her. It's a drive from Emma Pavlik through contact. Pavlik goes down hard. After West Virginia State playing on to tomorrow, 17-12, and with a veteran like Charles Marshall on the sideline, a guy that can get it done in tournament time, this is a West Virginia State team that is going to be a handful for West Virginia Wesleyan tomorrow.
Yeah, because I think it's the same thing. They've got a little bit higher ceiling. If they're making shots in this system, you can advance.
Yeah.
And, you know, Fairmont, who I think was head and shoulders better than any team in this league, you know, they're in the opposite bracket.
Yeah. And again, you got to go up against those scorers, Sydney Baird and Emma Witt. You talk about shot makers, those two right there.
Yeah, we just heard, and I knew that and forgot, West Virginia State did upset Fairmont earlier in the year, but
the win in Fairmont at the Fiesta Center. Pavlik long on the 3. Back the other direction. Where are you on the rest versus rust scale? I mean, West Virginia State's going to come out of this with some ankle injuries from the looks of it, but they got in the flow of things today. West Virginia Wesleyan's going to be rested, but this is a West Virginia State team that's got the tournament jitters out of the way. Yeah,
I don't, and I'm the wrong guy to ask because I just don't believe in fatigue and all that stuff. If you're a competitor, I always, in my opinion, Michael Jordan's the greatest player that ever played, and there were so many years he played all 82 games.
Yeah.
And then another 20 in the playoffs. So,
Ashada Ballo with her 5th foul for Point Park to put Halle Bailey at the line. There was no load management for Michael Jordan.
No.
Alexis Giles drives, got in too deep with a Euro step.
And I think looking at this game, and it was close for the majority of the first half, the difference between the two teams, State has just been able to get cleaner looks more consistently. They just really have been able to get the cleaner looks.
Like this stat, no field goals, Point Park last 246, no field goals last 236 for West Virginia State. So both of these teams have gone almost 3 full minutes without scoring from the field. Ended by Ari Beleda. They call that the reverse jinx.
Yeah, well, I think that's her 3rd left-handed basket of the game.
Foul on the other end. I think they got Beleda back in transition. Her 3rd. 16 for Alexis Giles. That's a team best for Point Park.
I will do a shout-out to Nate Burton, the former athletic director at West Virginia State, who moved to the Division I level. And
we need to talk about that. He has moved on to Furman.
Mm-hmm. But good guy, again, worked with him a number of years, good colleague.
An asset to the league. Definitely glad you mentioned that. I had it in mind to mention and forgot to do that as well. We wish him the best. Ball on the deck and tied up. Point Park holds the arrow. Both of these teams have freely subbed some people we've not seen all game long. Jessica Asuwana in the game. Ajane Young. Delaney Brooks. Ball tipped. Pavlik almost comes up with a steal. Young gets it ahead. And a finish from Letitia Paris. She's got 6 points and 4 rebounds today.
Nice finish there. And again, a nice dish for an assist.
West Virginia Wesleyan and Charleston next up. They'll get underway at 2:30 today. Coughed up by Ari Beleda.
The West Liberty Charleston game's going to be good. Contrast the styles. And
right to the 10. Anthony Long on it. Asuwana can't put it down. And 2 good basketball schools too, Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Misfired by Beleda. Delaney Brooks grabs it. Anthony pulls back, and West Virginia State can milk the clock. That comfortable 24-point advantage. So they'll have their hands full tomorrow with West Virginia Wesleyan. And 2 all MEC first-teamers on that roster. They call steps on Asuwana.
Called lifting the pivot foot there on the drop step. Yeah, a little shuffle there.
Pavlik misses the triple. Tillman can't find the bottom of the cup. Point Park looking to finish strong, looking for something to hang their hats on as we go inside 1 minute to play in the ball game.
Yeah, Point Park hasn't quit. You know, they continue to battle as she knocks down a nice mid-range jumper.
Sawana with a tournament moment. Double-double for Ari Bleda on Saturday against Salem. Got 12 rebounds, 10 points today. So Bleda with a double-double. Maya Fortenberry with a double-double. Fortenberry's on the winning side is Emma Pavlik. Strong finish. She's got 9 points.
State will probably elect to just dribble this out and advance to the quarterfinals tomorrow.
You're right, though. Point Park was right there in it at the half. They did not get the start to the third quarter they needed, and West Virginia State went full throttle.
Right, and we talked about that coming out of the break at the half as they had to make their move early in the third quarter, and obviously it didn't work out for them. And a lot of that is due to West Virginia State really picked it up.
Tournament run over, season over for Point Park. They finish at 9-19. West Virginia State survives and advances. 17-12 on the season, an 82-58 win for Point Park. They will play West Virginia Wesleyan at noon tomorrow in the Mountain East Conference Tournament. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have a word with West Virginia State head coach Charles Marshall. We'll wrap it up after this. You're watching the Mountain East Conference Tournament presented by the Health Plan on MEC TV.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The Health Plan, here for you.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. With a generous serving of historic sites, foodie eccentricities, and brewery diversions, the happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Welcome back to Wesbanco Arena, the Mountain East Conference Championship. Eric Little joined by West Virginia State head coach Charles Marshall after the 82-58 win over Point Park. Your thoughts and impressions of today's ball game?
I thought we got off to a slow start. Just thankful that we was able to survive in advance. Proud of my kids. Just got to keep it going. Hats off to Point Park. First year in the league. Made it to the tournament. It's hard to do in this league. I think we got one of the best conferences in the country, and he's done a tremendous job this year. But I'm extremely proud of our team and looking forward to continuing to play. That's what it's about right now.
Double-double from Amaya Fortenberry. She got it done inside. The ball movement sticks out as something was impressive to me. What impressed you the most about your effort today?
Definitely the ball movement, especially after the first quarter. I thought we was a little stagnant, and we had a hard time getting into rhythm and getting into a flow. But once they start sharing the basketball, and we talked about in practice, not settling for the good shot, but look for the great shot. And when we did that, we was able to see some shots fall.
We got a couple little injuries toward the end of that game. Got to heal up pretty quickly and turn around. How do you manage the turnaround when you're going to go in less than 24 hours?
Oh, hey, it's March Madness. That's part of it. We got tough kids. They'll be ready to go.
Got 2 first-team All-Staters on the Wesleyan team. Will face tomorrow Emma Witt and Sydney Baird. How do you go to defend a team that shoots from outside versus a team that's going to try to cut like Point Park did today?
Wesleyan coach Vincent, he's done a tremendous job this year. They're very efficient. We just got to sit down, play hard, and try to limit mistakes and come out and take care of business.
Very good. Congratulations, Charles Marshall,
Thank
head
you.
coach of the West Virginia State Yellow Jackets. They're winners today by a score of 82-58 over Point Park. I want to thank my partner, Lynn Ullum. Thank our entire crew from West Banco Arena in Wheeling. Again, your final, West Virginia State 82, Point Park 58. Charleston West Liberty coming up at 2:30. You're watching MEC TV.